Hey guys, I've been testing this Block Dragon Burning Abyss deck lately. Looks pretty good. Definitely needs. I definitely need to change my mindset. Because my win condition does change a lot with this deck. So I'm still not used to it. I'm gonna show you a replay against Sky Striker. I choose to play this deck, uh, like this, because I decided I didn't want to just main Kaiju's and hope for Striker, right? I decided that it was better to I just wanted to see what the deck could do in a vacuum, so to speak. Of course, as time goes on and as I test it more, I'll probably take off maybe the track and the wielders, maybe take off whatever, and start putting in more text like Kaiju's or Ash, depending on the meta. Prankatrops is actually something that I've considered. If I do reduce the amount of Burning Abyss in my deck, I could run Prankatrops. It's an Earth monster, so it's insane for the Block Dragon, and gets rid of spell traps, which is one of this deck's biggest weaknesses. The floodgates. So yeah, very basic deck that I've put up here. Definitely needs more testing, just like the Burning Abyss Phantom Knights. But yeah, let's roll with it. So I play against Sky Striker. He makes me go first because apparently most Sky Strikers now want to go second to get to get pluses with the what's his face, Hayate. Anyways, since he um makes me go first, I think I'm playing some sort of like I don't know, OTK or like very aggressive deck. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know, maybe just Beatrice and Pilgrim will cut it. So I just want to have enough resources to go off on my next turn. So I decide to go for the Mathematician, Dumping Skarm. Well, Rhino and Skarm. This in this deck, you always want to be jumping Rhinos for the Block Dragon. And Skarm for the Troy guy set search. If I wanted a more defensive position, I don't know. I don't think. I think this is the best defensive play I could have made with this deck because I need a Burning Abyss in hand to discard. I guess. Yeah. No, this is. I think this is the best I could do. Maybe discard Livik. Yeah, this is the best defensive play I could do. I think. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, Dante mill 3. Let's mill some Earths. Yeah, mill Second Light. And yep, let's get ready for next turn. So anyways, he activates Terraforming. And yep, now I know I'm playing against Striker. Once they put up one or two spells in the graveyard, it's time to use Beatrice, so she doesn't get taken by Anchor. I actually think I should use Beatrice as soon as there's one spell engraved and they have a card on the field, so she doesn't get impermanence. Although I don't really mind her getting impermanence. In fact, that's actually really good if she gets impermanence, because if he has one spell engraved and then he activates Foolish for the Goods, the Alich on the Widow Anchor will lose timing, so to speak. It would be Alich, Chainlink 1, and then Widow Anchor with 3 spells in graveyard, Chainlink 2. So I think the correct play when you're playing against Striker, game 1, is to Beatrice as soon as they have one spell in graveyard. This way, if they have impermanence, well, that's great. I mean, you don't even waste the Alich. And they're not usually maining mind control, usually some of them do, but if they are, well, tough luck. Let's not play against a maybe they're running it card game 1. They're definitely running it games 2 and 3, so it's not the smartest play games 2 and 3. So yeah, I wait a little bit to use Beatrice, but I do end up using her nonetheless. Dump the third Rhino for the Yalich, and yeah, my graveyard is pretty set up right now. I think I'm in a really good spot. He cannot pressure that much. Anyways, Ray into Hayate, into a hard drawn engage. It's always pretty good. I'm pretty pissed right now because Man, I hate hard drawn engages. Anyways, the guy doesn't even go into his battle phase to hit me, like, for some reason. He just goes straight into Kagari, into, like, defensive play number 25 and just pass, right? So anyways, I know I have enough resources to deal with this board and definitely put a lot of damage in, but I'm doubting whether I have the OTK or not, because Eagle Booster is such a pain in the ass. And I already run one Kaiju, but I'm pretty confident right now in my ability to OTK, because this deck, as you'll see, Block Dragon is insane. It's just it gives you as many extenders as Snow used to do. So yeah. Anyways, when I draw, my win condition or my thought right now is like, I want to resolve Tour Guide. Tour Guide is insane here. It's gonna give me like 3 extenders. Tour Guide, the what's this called, the Engine Savers, and then the Savers again. So it's like Tour Guide needs to resolve. So I decided to start off with Beatrice. You know, to try to get that anchor out of the way, and I dumped the Calcab. Calcab would get rid of one of the 3. So, yeah, Eagle Boosters out of the way. Although, you know, it would have been used. And, like, this is the worst hit. But oh well, like, what can you do? You gotta look sometimes. Anyways, I get back Seer. And right now, I still want to get rid of those cards before I dump Tour Guide or I dump Block Dragon. Because I don't think he has yeah, he doesn't have the Shark Cannon. He has an in hand, so I'm really confident about Block Dragon not being dead. But still, let's get rid of those face downs one by one. I get really lucky with the Gallus Mill. In fact, I was thinking about just try doing a Trisbania in passing as soon as I hit the Widow Anchor. But right now, I'm thinking I can just win right here. Like, if with enough damage, which I have a 3k on hand, Block Dragon, which is 2500, and then this guy Borrelsword attacking twice, maybe I can get, you know, enough damage. So I summon Phoenix, discard, and targets. So let's see if I hit that Widow Anchor, and I do. Finally. Oh well, he actually takes the Phoenix with Widow Anchor. So that means that his other face down is either useless, or it's a striker card. But the best thing is that he's given me a target that I can attack. Like, this is gonna be 0 attack thanks to the Underclock Taker, and he's gonna receive a lot of damage here. This is what I'm thinking. So let's use the Seer to bring back Dante. And since he should not have anything to stop Tour Guide right now, I really, and personally, I do not have anything to get rid of this face down right here. I go Tour Guide here. Sadly, that's impermanence for you. But oh well, can't get everything in life. So right now, this is like a huge turning point. I have a lot of resources with Block Dragon. I can get the Orbital Highland to get myself more resources in the graveyard. So I'm doing my calculations now. Like, okay, as long as, you know, I don't like mill crap with Highlander and stuff, like I could probably OTK with a double attack with Borrelsword plus the Highlander. But I think I need more burn. So I decided to go for the Trisbania play, basically. Anyways, by banishing these 3, I summon the Block Dragon. So I decide to go for the Underclock Taker here. So I can summon Block Dragon below it and get this to 0 attack. Block Dragon actually gets me 2 Gigantes in my deck. I decided not to run the level 6 dudes, because like these guys just come out like for free. So yeah, in the end, those level 6 dudes do come out, like make fuel the graveyard better for Block Dragon, because this takes off an earth from the graveyard, while the giant does not. But these are 2 extenders, while the giant is only gonna be 1, right? You're gonna be discarding the Doki Doki with the giant. So I decided that Gigantus is better for this reason. It actually worked pretty well here. Anyways, get rid of the attack of the Phoenix, so you know it's gonna get a juicy 3k or more damage in. And I decide to link into Trisvania here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Dante gets a BA, and that I haven't used this turn, which means that Trisvania is just gonna trigger for free. And that's 1,000 life points less, which is what I needed. Now let's link to the link 2 to get more Earths into the graveyard. Summon my boy, Block Dragon again. This card is nutty. I summon Highlander, and now I'm pretty sure this is how it works. Yeah, but yeah, I decided that if I wanted to OTK, I need 1 more Earth in the graveyard, so I wanted to try my luck, and if not, I would Second Slide the Gigantus away and try to see if I could get another extender. But yeah, I use Highlander's effect to dump 3. None of them repeat, which is great. And this is a bit of a display by me. I should have done this before summoning the Block Dragon, just so I had a little bit more chances of a card repeating in the graveyard, because I really didn't want to destroy. But I decided that I could try to pop Shizuku, but since she's invulnerable or unaffected, that nothing would happen. And he actually goes with it. I tell him I can pop Shizuku, and we both agree on it. So, you know, just we go with that. Makes sense, at least in my head. I don't know if any judges here, just comment on this. I think it should be, right? Because, like, you can target Masterpiece, or you can target Towers with a spell. It just doesn't do anything. Well, this is sort of the same thing, although it doesn't target. So, anyways, we summon Gigantes, link 4 into the Borrelsword, and this is GG. Because Borrelsword gets the attack, and then the Highlander gets an attack in, and then Borrelsword attacks for 3150 on the Phoenix. It's great. Now for the siding, I do side for going first. So basically, I take off. I can't remember what I take off. I think I take off Highlander and stuff, which is incorrect. Looking back at it, should have taken off. I don't know, these extended. Like, these are the worst extenders. Like, they're Earth, though, but which is great. Maybe I could have taken off the Dangers. I don't know. Definitely not the Highlanders. Those are powerful, and those are easy to take out. I mean, easy to put in the field. Anyways, yeah, should have. I think I end up siding 1 Blackluster, 3 Highlander for 4 Kaijus, and in retrospect, I should have sided out. Definitely not average, but 3 Dangers and maybe, I don't know, one Psychic Tracker or something like that. Or 1 Mathematician, you know, something along those lines. Or maybe 1 BA, maybe Barbar is like the worst here, or Farfa. Farfa is actually pretty bad in this matchup. Yeah, could have sided out 1 Farfa and the 3 Dangers. But anyways, that's not what happens, sadly. So I go first, and I decide to make Dante here. Now here I'm thinking, hey, you know, I can make a Beatrice with 3 materials, and like one of them is gonna be Rhino, one of them is gonna be Coco. This is insane. This is so good. I'm like, wait a second, no, like, I'm only gonna resolve Beatrice twice, once in his turn, once in my turn. So, like, yeah, I don't want to do this. So I just decide that I'm gonna try to get the Scarm in the graveyard, get the tour guide. You know, same thing as I did last time. But this time I get a Calcap right here. So, yeah, I'm in a pretty good spot. Get the tour guide. And plan is going to be the same. I think, I bet on the fact that he doesn't have mind control, or that he doesn't draw it. So, I do decide to do the standard Beatrice on... Oh, what's his face? On Alich, and Alich on Beatrice. See what happens. And yeah, actually get kind of lucky here because he does not get the mind control. Maybe I don't think he's running it. I did see the what's his face the Reaper, which kind of scared me a little. Like it's kind of weird because usually Sky Strikers don't have that much exotic space. Like why would you be running Reaper on Dante of all things? Anyways, yeah, 1500. Of course he has hard draw and engage. Well, he did get it with the area 0, but oh my goodness, like twice I get no Sekka, he gets engaged. Baby, come on, you're hurting me. Anyways, Kagari for the engage again. Oh man, I sometimes I hate this deck. Like it's so sacky sometimes. Shark Cannon, which means I cannot, under any circumstances, send Seer to the graveyard. Or so I think. I actually make a sort of a misjudgment here. When I see the start Shark Cannon, my mind goes like, okay, my win condition is like loop the Seer, the Dante and stuff, like to get a lot of resources and to go with the Boral Sword. But I think at this point of the game and going forward, once you've already set up your graveyard, just Block Dragon is better. Block Dragon will summon itself at least twice, and it gets you 2 rocks, which, by the way, can trigger right now, if I have Block Dragon. So it's like, I should be thinking about, trying to bait that Shark Cannon with a Seer or something along those lines, and then using Block Dragon. But anyways, that's a misjudgment on my part. I'm still having the mentality of regular BA Sega, but this is a Block Dragon BA Sega, and this is sort of the mistake that leads to me losing. Spoiler alert. Yep. My turn. Same thing as before. Use Beatrice. A little misplay here. You shouldn't use Beatrice in main phase 1, because then he can use Veiler, but like whatever, come on. If he uses Veiler and Beatrice, that's great. Kyle Cap sends Graph, so I have sort of a small niche to play with, in case he triggers one or the other thing. I was just gonna send Livik to summon Savers from my hand, but I decided again, just Graph is better because it can be another thing just in case. Plus, it's chain blocked by Calcab anyways. Calcab hits the Callback Grave. It's pretty good. Not as bad as hitting the what's his face, the Eagle Boosters. and he actually does very well and hits Dante. So right here, I should definitely be thinking, I want to get rid of Seer because at least I want him to hit Seer with Phoenix because not with Phoenix, with Shark Cannon, because like I'm not even gonna use Dante anymore, right? Even if I summon another Dante, I'm not even gonna use Dante. So I have this really bad mentality of just focusing on the BA part of that when Dante is just not gonna resolve. Well, he uses cherries on Boral. I've pretty much lost this point. Like, I have no Dante, I have no Boral Sword. This deck is not versatile at all. The BA Sekka aggro decks are not versatile at all. If you get hit by if Boral Sword and Dante get hit, like, you are out. This does not have Bardiche. This does not have a courier sending Eradicator to the graveyard. Like, this is only one win condition. Beat down your opponent. That's it. So this is pretty much over for me. I try to play a little bit, sending the Block Dragon with the Phoenix, which just gets met with the Shark Cannon on Block Dragon, and I lose like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Earths, 6. And then the 2 that I would get, well, the Gigantes don't count as Earths, so to speak, because they banish 1 Earth. They're the same number of Earths in the end. But yeah, this is pretty much GG. Like, cannot win this game. Plus, I try to make a Dante, and then try to use this effect, but it's actually negated by Call by the Grave. Yeah, this is really bad. So not right now. I'm thinking, hey, you know, this guy hates BA. He's running, what's his face? Reaper with Daunting the extra deck. Like, this guy is gonna have some floodgates for going first. Which is a very bad call. The thing is, if you run stuff against BA like Reaper and Dante, you're not gonna be running floodgates against BA. Like, you already run a very good card, which is Reaper. So why would you run extra cards against BA? This was a huge misjudgment on my part, because I did decide to keep the Highlanders and the BLS this time around, which is good. I side out, I think, the tracker, like the Dangers and some of these guys out, just also pretty good. But I decided to put in 3 Twin Twisters and 1 card destruction, which is pretty bad. The thing is, Twin Twisters is very good against Sky Striker, because you do get to pop 2 of their maybe anchor cards. But in this situation where I'm already running kaijus, I could just Psychic Slide and try to see a kaiju. I don't know. I really think the Twin Twisters was not worth it, because I should have foreseen that he's not running any floodgates against BA. And yeah. Also, another thing that I do wrong with this deck is that I try to push very early, very hard. I think I could just wait a little bit, like maybe get that game 2. I could have waited a little bit. I mean, I didn't know that he had the Reaper, so. But yeah, sometimes it's just good not to push and say like, okay, just pass, you know. Anyways, he sets 1, passes. I'm like, yeah, this is like easy OTK. I'm sorry, bro. Use Jackalope, but he Reapers. Oh well. I think I'm like, wait, I still have an OTK, right? Yeah, this is like 4 monsters, and like, no, this is 3. Like, oh man, whatever. This sucks. So anyways, I'm just hoping at this point that he doesn't hit the Jackalope. He hits the Bloodlusters, which is kind of there without Dante, which is pretty good. And I get to draw another Extender, which is great. And this is the point where if this were a Light of Sekka, I would have won, but sadly it isn't. I am so pissed at this point at the fact that I haven't drawn Light of Sekka in the last 2 games, and now I draw the Twin Twisters when it was obviously bad. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'm just gonna go and push for damage. And yeah, I go for the Phoenix, get that out of the way. Should have discarded Twin Twisters, I guess. No, I should definitely have discarded the Twin Twisters, yeah. I'm really tilted at this point. Like, if you guys have ever gone to like a long event, like this is usually the case. Because like after 3-4 rounds, you're really tired, and if you don't have a good mentality, like I don't, you can get tilted after a few losses. This is like my thought process right now. This is really bad. And I just go like, fuck it, Boral Sword, 7,900 damage. Try to beat me now, which is a really bad strategy. Like I should have just let it stop after the Rhino. You know, like Rhino does float into Scar, and Scar floats into what's his face, into Tour Guide, because I should not have pushed here if I did not see that I had the damage to go in. But I do anyways, and I end up discarding the Gamisio, which is really bad. And yeah, everything goes wrong this game, partially because of my bad decisions in siding, but partially because I just decided to push when I shouldn't have. Gigante is a trigger, but whatever. Like, this game is pretty much lost at this point, and I know I'm gonna top deck Twin Twisters anyways, so, you know, there's really no getting out of this game. This deck is really bad at top decking, especially without Zeka. The only thing that I could top deck is like Tour Guide, but even then, I think I set it out the Barbar. I'm pretty sure I set it out the Barbar to make space. So yeah, and plus he can just in this turn he will like search what's his face Widow Anchor, which, you know, does get him the the way to stop the tour guide. The only thing you can top that like is Rhino or Graph to maybe go into the Barber, but again I sided out Barber. It's just everything goes wrong here. But oh well, you can't win every game. You can't win every game, especially if you're bad at this version of the deck. I'll definitely be playing out some more because I think the concept is really interesting. Black Dragon is insane, but I'm really leaning towards BA aggro BA being not as that good for this format. I'm leaning towards BA PK or maybe BA with like Eradicator or something like that. But aggro BA is just, yeah, I'm not into it that much. Definitely some aggressive version of the deck will win, but not with like Sekkas and stuff putting what's the word, obstacles on your way. Because Sekkas is great, but then you cannot run twisters and stuff like that, which is great. So yeah, I don't know. I'll definitely keep playing this deck. I'll definitely keep playing the BAPKs and any version that I find cool. But if I'm not comfortable with the deck anymore, I'll probably just switch to something like Salamangreats or even Sky Striker myself. I actually enjoy the deck, but we'll see. Deck still has some possibilities. You just have to be creative. If you guys have any ideas, the Eradicator, maybe Floodgates, like maybe some build like Noah Greeny who made like three Cyclones and 3 anti-spell in the Magician format, like something along those lines, but geared towards Sky Striker and Thunder Dragons. Like, what are your ideas? Just let me know. And yeah, so if you like the video, just comment on your ideas, and that's it. Have a good one.